Hello and welcome to Thaiger Bites. This is where we get to address your questions and comments from all of our platforms on YouTube, as well as social media on Instagram, Facebook, and the Tiger Talk forum on the website. And joining us today is Jet Gunther once again.
Hello.
What put the cat dragged in?
I'm curious, Jay. When you say hello, is there a difference between the hellos in GMT and hello in Thaiger Bites? Is there a different intonation?
No, it's just as annoying on both.
Hello or hello or are they all the same?
I think it has a mind of its own.
You need to vary them.
You've got to let it flow. It's got to come from within.
We should say that the people who contribute to the Tiger Talk forum, that's moderated by four very handsome gentlemen. We thank them very much for their time. They're volunteers. They do a great job. So at the bottom of every single article on thetiger.com, there's the forum. If you want to contribute, make a comment, have a bit of an argument, and the moderators make it a good, safe place to be.
Please be nice.
Yeah, please be nice. We're nice people.
Yeah. All right.
Will I get started?
Let's get started.
All mine, except for the first one, Jay and Jet, are from members today.
Oh, nice.
So thanks to the members. But Mikey Mike is not a member. Maybe you should be. Desperate times call for desperate measures. Sell the food, take care of the family. This is in relation to the story about the somtam seller.
Oh, okay.
Who up in...
The one with the...
Buriram.
The one with the large assets.
In Buriram.
And
Tucked up watermelons.
And the considerable investment in silicon, it appears. Yes, so these were some rather busty ladies that have used photos of themselves in bikinis to bolster their somtam sales. And how much was she doing? 10,000
baht a day. Yeah.
10,000 baht a day. We're in the wrong business. So we could go and... No, we shouldn't do that. But well done. Yes. At the end of the day, desperate times call for desperate. I'm not sure if they're that desperate, but...
Do you think if we went out and got some breast jobs, the Thaiger Bites would hit 1 million views, all three of us?
It probably wouldn't hurt.
You can try stuffing some pillows and see how it goes.
Anything would help, I would say. Desperate times call for desperate measures, as Mikey Mike says.
Yeah.
Right, guys, my next comment is from Stephen Whitby, who's actually talking about Thailand being more friendly towards China and Russia and less so towards Western countries. Now, he was trying to make a point, I've tried to summarize, he was trying to make a point basically that, he feels that Thai media makes fun of Western countries like UK and US and avoids them, but they don't really say anything against China and Russia. So his comments were something along the lines of, Thai media looks down or talks bad about Western countries like US or UK. Why do the Thais give the West such a kicking?
Well, I've not noticed that. I'd be interested if he could give us some examples of where the Thai government or Thai people generally have given the US or the UK or other Western countries or European countries a hard time. Did he have any examples? I'm trying to sort of think of some on the spot.
He might be referring to the fact that Thailand has stayed neutral, especially during the Russia-Ukraine conflict going on right now.
But that's a different case of giving the Western countries a bad time. Mm-hmm. Maybe Thailand's not supporting them in such an enthusiastic way during the conflict, but I don't think they're necessarily poo-pooing the Western countries at this time.
Okay.
This meeting the other day was on Wednesday with the North Koreans. That was a sort of a bit of...
Yeah.
That was about coding. Yeah, how to become a good North Korean hacker. That was a bit odd.
Yeah. Well, tough times.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, if you ask the general Thais about their sentiment, let's say, for example, towards Chinese tourism and $0 tourism, there's a lot of negativity towards the Chinese in that aspect, right? Mm. So I think the negativity goes both sides.
Mm. I think, at least in terms of tourism, Thailand loves China. They bring a lot of business to places like Phuket, especially. And
well, I'm not so sure that they love China. I think that the
Chinese
thing is
tourists.
that the tourists are numerous and therefore they're happy to have them.
Yeah.
But you go around to a lot of the tourist traps and usually they're complaining about Chinese tourists because they're not quite as a tourist country. They're not quite as mature as some of the Western countries in their sort of general behaviour. So I don't think they love Chinese tourists. I think they love the fact that they bring so much money.
It's a love-hate relationship.
Well, everybody likes to complain. They were complaining when there were so many of them, and then they started crying once they stopped coming.
Of course. I've got one here from Elio, who is a member. Scrapping the pre-travel PCR test increases the probability of a positive test when arriving in Thailand. Now, at the time of recording, this hasn't been 100% confirmed, but we do understand that the Thai government are going to abandon the PCR test that you have to get 72 hours before coming to Thailand, saving you quite a lot of money. And people, though, as Elio is saying, that they should be scrapping the test on arrival,
right? Not
the one before you come here.
Yeah, because there's a buy-in already. You've already arrived here.
That's right. So I suggest that there might be something controversial behind it, like they don't want to lose the money for the PCR tests in the SHA hotels when they get here, but that might be just me being cynical.
But it's very possible, right?
Sure.
So if you were to scrap one, let's scrap the one that does not affect the revenue of hotels and hospitals.
Of course.
Right.
But let's hope in the next couple of months that they're all going to be scrapped. But it's like pulling out teeth one by one, this whole process. We've still got all these layers of red tape we still have to somehow peel back.
But the problem is, unlike teeth, you can glue them back, these restrictions, right?
I think you're making an interesting metaphor there that doesn't quite work.
Yeah.
Good luck.
All right, my next comment is from Stephen J.L. Austin, who has something to say to Tim. He goes on to say, Mr. Newton, you have been critical on more than one occasion about those who post anonymously. To be clear, across all platforms, as it puts the users at great risk, tracking, hacking, cracking, etc., are you suggesting your viewers should put themselves at risk simply to leave a comment? Respectfully, you may wish to rethink your point of view.
Well, if it's okay for us to put our faces out on the media and express an opinion from time to time, and you to give us a hard time, we think the shoe should also be on the other foot. So the fact that you can hide behind a profile with no photo and a made-up name is something that the profiles allow you to do on YouTube, on Facebook. That's okay. We can't change that. We just don't like it.
Yeah, so, and it's not like you're suggesting that you should mandate that everyone put up their real profile. You're just saying you don't like it, right? No,
well, we can't certainly mandate it, but the people that do put their faces up there, I mean, all credit to them. I don't think that puts them any...
Are they being tracked and hacked?
I don't think they're being tracked and hacked.
It's just not a fair matchup, right? You are waging asymmetric warfare against people out in public.
Yeah. Well, Stephen J. Lawson, I think he watches most of our shows regularly. I think he's referring to, I think what you were referring to originally was that, you know, there are always people who want to challenge your opinion specifically, like, oh, how dare you say that, Tim? And they're the ones actually with a fake name. You can clearly see like Topa Taki Tui, whatever, and like have a weird profile picture. They're hiding behind it, and they feel like they can say whatever they want. So it's like, why don't you actually put your real name? Because you seem to have strong opinions, yet you want to hide behind some fake persona.
Generally, Jet and Jay, I would say that half the things that people say online, which are like clearly trolling or defamatory or just nasty, they would never say face to face. So that's the point I've been making, Stephen, and I'll continue to make it. I've got one here from Richard Anstis. I don't know if he's got a stutter or not, but he's called Richard Anstis. The word route is pronounced route in English, not USA way, as they do not have a language. So, but do American, now you're the closest thing we've got to an American here, do Americans say that spelling as route or route?
I think you use them interchangeably.
I've seen both. I think
Route
of
66.
Route 66 in the song. And
I'm taking the scenic route.
There you go.
That's the thing.
They can't decide.
I change as well, depending on what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So I think we've probably decided, Richard, that it is probably interchangeable. And we've probably got bigger things to worry about. But thank you for that.
Yes.
Right. Shano Traveler's got an opportunity. I think this applies to me and Jet more. He says, ice hockey, Jay, play for Thailand. I think...
What's he talking about?
If we dedicated a couple of hours focusing on ice hockey, we could play for the Thai national hockey team. Ice hockey team.
I cannot skate for the life of me.
Can you not? Can you skate?
I can ice skate,
okay.
but I'm not sure if I know of any ice skating rinks. Oh, actually, there is one in Phuket.
There's one in Central Rama 9.
Esplanade has one.
Esplanade.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes,
Central World.
There is literally
Plenty.
one about 200 metres away from me in Phuket. Okay, but I'm not even slightly interested in playing ice hockey. Happy to watch it, but...
Well, you like Australian rules football, so you don't get to say anything.
You can take your puck and get out of here.
Puck off.
All right.
John Jablonski, another member, says, could you please send the Discord link again? I just became a Tiger Cub, but the link above is reporting expired. So we've got this Discord thing. You might like to talk about it and address the comment.
Yes, John Jablonski. I will post the link again tomorrow. But basically, I've created a Discord server for all the Tiger members. Like-minded people who want to come together and talk about Thailand or any topic that they want. And I've created different... not servers, but maybe it is servers, but different chat rooms where they can message each other about different topics. So whether you're a Thai expat, you're living in Thailand, you're looking to come here, you can complain about the Thailand Pass, you can share experiences, share pictures, you can even get on a call with each other.
So I think all we could say, Jed, is that Jay likes creating Discord. I think that's all we can assume from all that.
All the Discord he creates.
Do I do another one? Because I've got 10 altogether.
Sure.
So West Texas Greg, who is we could call him a regular on the Good Morning Thailand program.
Yeah.
Almost annoyingly so. Physical assault leading to death. I'd call it murder and send a message to other fraternities that this something of hazing is unacceptable. This strong of hazing? Doesn't quite make sense. That's someone's son. Hazing is supposed to be embarrassing and mildly unpleasant, not a gang initiation. Now, this refers to the young freshman who died during one of these initiation ceremonies early in the week. And I think people are well entitled to be revolted about the way that happened. These 7 young men who have been charged, I'm not sure to what degree they're going to end up with criminal charges or sentences on them. They were probably acting with ignorance. They basically got this young man completely plastered with alcohol and then assaulted him, and he died. Now, hazing, you both grew up here in Thailand. You know a lot more about the hazing rituals and the situation of hazing. I know that it's prevalent in the police and the army, and obviously in some sort of tertiary education for freshmen. Any comments?
Yeah, I think most Thai universities have some sort of freshman initiation ceremony. Whether it involves violence, it usually doesn't, but it does involve some sort of senior on freshmen, sort of, I don't know.
Yeah. My first year of university, I would say we had moderate hazing.
Did they make you wear a lumberjack shirt or something?
No. They basically, we were in a camp, initiation camp, and they woke us up late night, took us out, shouted at us, and it was basically to...
Sounds like your daily work here.
Somewhat promote seniority.
Yeah, here's the point. Did you derive any value out of it?
No.
Did you get any life wisdom out of it?
No.
Could your time have been spent
I'll tell you
in much more productive ways?
Sleeping.
It enlightened me to...
Because I didn't go to Thai University.
Oh, okay. Well, it enlightened me in the point where I was like, wow, what a stupid thing to do.
I know, isn't it?
And it made me aware that this actually happens. And secondly, I was like, I now know how not to behave. So I learned something.
Yeah.
It seems to be that every, 6 months or so, we end up reporting one of these hazing stories. And the fatalities are so sad. And as he says, that's someone's son. Hazing's supposed to be embarrassing, not a gang initiation. In this case, it's led to death. But thanks for your point of view.
In many cases, it turns out to be a gang initiation, really.
Yeah, shocking.
Yeah.
All right. I've got 2 comments that link with each other. 4 Hours of Winter says, I like Jay, but seriously, if he doesn't know Mrs. Woods was Thai...
Oh, not this one again.
He should be suspended for 1 month. You should also suspend him for 1 month for wearing the lumberjack shirt in Pattaya. 10 months for Jay is good.
Okay.
In the penalty box.
Yeah, and let me finish this off by...
Does Jet know the background of this?
No, he doesn't. I will, but... I'll read this next comment out, which basically reflects my opinion on this entire topic, which Dave...
you keep on bringing up.
Yes, which Dave summarizes perfectly. This is the end, because Dave has summarized everything. And he says, at Jay, knowing Tiger Woods' heritage is not a prerequisite to having knowledge of living in Thailand. What a ridiculous remark people make to get attention.
Jet,
not my comments.
Jet, did you know
Dave.
that Tiger Woods' mum was Thai?
Yes.
So he knew.
He did.
You're the only person in Thailand that doesn't know.
Do you think that's a known...
No, it doesn't have to be. It's only because I grew up watching golf and...
Okay.
Don't agree with him. Don't agree.
Yeah.
You're the 5% of the country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there were movies made of him, and then they portrayed the mom as Thai, right?
Okay, yeah.
But it's not a
You're
universal.
a Tiger fan. Like, you loved golf, or you watched
I like
golf,
watching golf.
and you're aware of him.
I'm aware of him.
Do you think
But-
the name
yeah.
Tiger came from Thai? His mother was Thai? I just asked the question not knowing the answer.
I mean,
I
is the
highly
mother
doubt
of the
it.
Tiger News Thai for our name?
No.
Yeah,
No.
Is your
Okay,
mother Thai?
if-
Doesn't
yeah,
it
yeah.
makes sense
I mean,
why you're here.
You just see a guy, look at his complexion, and hear his name, Tiger Woods. There'd be no way to guess that he's Thai, right?
Well,
He
I
doesn't-
agree.
Do you think he looks like?
But I knew his mother was Thai. And
He
people,
doesn't necessarily
I don't think
look
so.
Thai.
people have
He could-
suggested
He
that
could be Thai, but
there's something wrong with Jay because he didn't know.
Yeah, but there was outrage.
We will never speak about this ever again.
It wasn't outrage. It was like 3 people who were just going on about it. But
And
anyways,
one of
thank
those
you.
3 people was you.
Dave summarized it perfectly. It's over now. Dave, the voice of reason.
It is over. Craig underline the underline SLP.
Ah, I've got a comment from him too.
Oh my God! You go to Sizzler for the salad bar, also known as the salmonella bar. So that is a comment, editorial comment from one of our viewers. It's not something that I believe is actionable. We actually did go to Sizzler last
Sizzler,
week.
yeah.
We were in Pattaya, and we were looking around for the local fair, and literally everything was closed. So we ended up at a Sizzler. But when you go to Sizzler these days, the salad bar, which usually get included in your meal, or you can, I think they got a special on $139.
Yeah, 100. I think 140 baht.
Yeah, other salad bars are available, by the way. But you have to put the glove on, and then it's got the protective.
yeah, and you got to put your mask on too.
And you got your mask on as well, so I don't think there's much risk of getting disease from people. And I've been to Sizzler many times.
But then
over
why
the years.
Sizzler then? If you're so if that, then you got to apply that logic to all buffets.
Yeah, probably,
Right?
yeah. But I think the Sizzler people go out of their way to make sure that you're not going to be breathing on the food.
Yeah,
There are certain, I mean, shabu shabu or like those buffets where
Sorry, buffet?
buffet.
Buffet.
I think I just watched an episode of Friends last night. Phoebe buffet.
Phoebe buffet.
But yeah, you go to a buffet and then those local Thai buffets, you don't necessarily feel it's very hygienic. But Sizzler looks very clean to me, in my opinion.
Yeah, I've never had any problems with Sizzler, but obviously Craig, the SLP,
the salmonella.
has.
We met Craig.
Maybe SLP comes from salmonella.
Craig's
something.
Craig's a big Tiger fan. We met him in Phuket. He came to
really?
visit us at BYD Lofts.
Oh, PG Santa. I see him a lot.
Oh, dear.
All right.
He
My
won't.
next comment is also from Craig SLP, who says, people having issues with Thailand Pass should now be described as a user issue. Some people clearly have issues with technology. True. But he goes on to say, it saves you a massive amount of time at the airport when you arrive because of the bulk of the paperwork has already been done, and he completed his entire registration using his phone and was approved within 24 hours. And that's the point I've also made earlier this week, that so many people have had a very simple experience, but the people who haven't had a good experience, obviously upset, rightly so, because the system can be flawed. They make a lot more noise, obviously, because we hear the bad stories way more than the good stories,
Sure.
and therefore the Thailand Pass is trash.
So, yeah, we were debating also, Jet, earlier in the week about what's going to happen after July the 1st when they say this is going to be declared endemic. We'll get rid of masks, we'll get rid of the emergency decree, the clouds will part and the sun will shine. will they still maintain the Thailand Pass as a way to upload your arrival documents and give you a fast queue through? I thought I'd go for that.
Yeah.
Any way to avoid immigration.
It's like express checkout or
Yeah.
pre-check-in.
But we don't know, so we'll have to wait.
Know, yeah. I think people are just more upset about all the laundry list of requirements, that especially like the insurance and the vaccine records and all like that.
I think people would like the reward. If you use, like, let's say you do the Thailand Pass and we'll give you that special lane, we'll give you that express treatment, I think most people would sign up for it.
Right.
Because there's a reward at the end of those.
We give you a voucher for Sizzler.
Yeah.
PG Santa says, I'm not a fan of the CCP, I think he's referring to the Chinese Communist Party, at all, but people around the world should not be gloating about the lockdowns in China, the war in Ukraine and its effect on the grain supply, sanctions on Russian commodities, and now supply shocks for China locking down key manufacturing hubs will exacerbate inflationary pressures around the world, the global economy heading towards a bumpy ride. So he's given us a bit of an overview. Of course, China has about 37 million people at the moment in lockdown. They're clearly, like quite a few Asian countries at the moment, South Korea, Thailand, Vietnam, Singapore, I listed a few of them this morning in Asian News Today, are in a different phase of their Omicron experience compared to, say, the US or the UK or Europe. But what do you think? The global economy is headed towards a bumpy ride. What do both of you think? There, a pretty big question.
I mean, yeah, it will, all these things happening, of course it's going to result in supply shocks and manufacturing shortages. Yeah, that makes sense.
How's your Bitcoin going, Jet?
It's going okay.
Good, just checking.
It's,
up and down.
nice, yeah.
Sure.
I feel like we can't catch a break. The world in general.
No, it's been
But what does he mean by I'm not a fan of the CCP, but meaning does he want China to open up or he wants it to remain closed?
Well, I said people around the world should not be gloating about the lockdowns in China.
So meaning people should want China to open up so as to ease the inflation problem. I mean, of course, for the sake of the poor Chinese people. I mean, this zero COVID policy is
a lot of the people with that. Sometimes feel like they might not agree with the government, but the Chinese people haven't done anything.
And it's all right. They always
bad
say
for the Chinese people.
Yeah,
seriously.
Exactly.
37 million forced to
blame the
lock down.
CCP, sure, but don't be blaming the other 1.4 billion Chinese.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got two left. How about you?
I've got one last one
All
from
right.
Yvonne Chetty, who says, instead of saying, once we come back from the break, can you just say, once we return? I actually like that. This is a positive comment. Thank you. Thank you for actually taking the time to make positive criticism. Is that criticism? No, what would it? Constructive criticism.
Sure.
I will take this and I will use it next time. Next time I will try to say, once we return from the break, thank you. I appreciate that.
Jay,
I also
buy better shirts. That's constructive criticism, okay?
I also
Better than
suggest
that.
in the beginning you vary the pitch of your hello depending on the show, so people will know from the get-go what show they're watching.
Thaiger Bites is generally high on octane fuel, so it's
Is
like,
it?
I
thought GMT was like a caffeine-induced hello.
No, but GMT's early in the morning, so it needs a louder hello.
Yeah.
Thaiger Bites doesn't
Rooster
need that
cluck kind of.
Say the
Thaiger
word
Bites.
Okay.
So how would you say hello for Thaiger Bites?
Thaiger Bites is more like a hello and welcome. It's more subdued.
No, you need more bass. It needs to be like hello.
Thank you.
How are you going to sing the lumberjack songs? You have no
These
bass
are the
in
quality conversations that the viewers come to watch.
We have fights in the boardroom over like these minute creative decisions.
Spicy Road is a member, and he would like to get his comment heard. The Blue Diamond debacle. This is the debacle between Saudi Arabia and Thailand.
Yeah, you do not want to turn this into a movie.
No.
No.
Could be.
We need to leave the country for that.
A Tiger exclusive movie.
No,
starring Jay as Shake Your Booty, Natty as the exotic ladyboy, escort thief. Oh, she's sort of playing a ladyboy escort thief.
Okay.
We don't have a part for you.
Good. There's no part for me, right? He didn't
Yet.
mention me.
And Tim as Detective Bobby Jacks. I don't know who Bobby Jacks is.
Sounds like a detective name.
We do look forward to Natty as the exotic ladyboy escort. She's sitting over there.
Booty,
you mean, is she escort ladyboys, or is she the ladyboy who escorts?
She's a ladyboy escort thief, and she's exotic.
Yeah. I don't know. There's depth into this.
So she stole the blue diamond. She posed as an exotic ladyboy escort.
Thief.
Thief, meaning she's the one who stole the blue diamond.
From me.
Okay. Shake your booty.
Shake your booty.
You could play the Craw.
Who's the Craw?
He's sort of the criminal mastermind, the Craw.
The Craw, like the
because
Craw?
Because he can't say the claw. So people who watch Get Smart in the 60s, they'll get it. Jay gets it because I mentioned it to him. So you're playing
Detective Bobby Jacks.
You're playing the Craw. One more to go. Ryan Bishop has been able to provide us with a fairly succinct editorial comment about the whole Tang Mo affair, which has taken up thousands of column centimetres of information on websites and social media, but he's been able to synthesise it into a nice short sentence. He said, "That chick got whacked." Oh, no. So, Ryan Bishop, thank you very much for being able to provide that very short, succinct editorial comment.
You should also include that in your, once we return,
yeah.
You just should end the show with "that chick got whacked."
But you see, can I just note this? There's the Western way of talking about topics like this. They're lighthearted, they make jokes about it, the chick got whacked. Can you imagine? In Asia, we don't do this. It's so strange. I personally feel normally it's why are you laughing? Someone's died, and I understand that.
We're laughing at Ryan. We're not laughing at the Tang Mo affair.
I'm not. I don't even blame Ryan. People like Ryan. There's so many of them. They come up with hilarious comments that you can't help but smirk, and then I feel bad as a person because I'm laughing at something I shouldn't be. So I apologize for laughing. I don't necessarily think that she got whacked, but it is a funny comment.
They were using the same comments for Jimmy Sandu.
Yeah, but that's for some reason is okay because firstly he's a gangster.
Yeah,
he was in a gang doing
illegal
things, and also he was a man. It's a bit more sensitive when it's a woman.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a bit sexist, I would have thought, but
that's true.
What's good for the goose is good for the gander.
I'm talking about the media. That's how the media behaves.
Yes.
How much cover did Jimmy Sandu get? And he was a gangster.
Jet,
I'm gonna stay out of this.
But my point is
what's your point?
The Western way and the Asian way of talking about someone passing away or dying. The Western people are, I feel, just looking at the comments that we get in our feed.
Again,
they're a lot more comedic about it.
If Ryan was sitting in one of these three seats and asked to make a comment about Tang Mo, would he say, "That chick got whacked"? Very probably not.
Very probably not.
I do also think that Australians tend to, for things that are difficult or hard or, sad, they would sometimes express things in a humorous way to make people feel better.
Little facetious things.
Yeah. So anyway, that's all I've got, and thank you very much, especially all the members, and obviously we give our members preference when we can because you are a big contributor of what we do here, and we really appreciate your support.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you do have any comments or feedback, please leave them in the comment section below. You can also, of course, as always, message us on Instagram, on Facebook, as well as the Thaiger Talk forum on the website. As for us, thank you, Jet, for joining us once again.
Thank you.
Completely unannounced and uninvited.
As well as Tim Newton and Shai behind the buttons.
Thank you.
Have a great weekend, viewers. See you next week.